First though, today, a 16-year-old British girl who last year featured on the front page of The Sun and was dubbed Britain's fattest teen is back on the front pages this morning after losing an incredible 18 stone, over half her body weight. She recently returned from a US weight loss camp where she was helped by a team of nutritionists, food psychologists and fitness trainers. Meanwhile, a feature in Heat magazine says that Kerry Katona is considering a grueling training and diet plan after recently putting on extra weight. So has having a food dictator, someone who tells you what you can or you can't eat, ever been of any help? Have you got any in your life?
Well, it is. Of course it's helpful. I did the first series of Celebrity Fit Club and we had nutritionists and, you know, professional trainers there, and you were set on this program, and of course you followed it because you had to. And of course it worked perfectly.
Right.
But it wasn't something even then that you thought, I can go on and do this forever. And that's the problem. And then all of a sudden on the last day, all go. You never see them again, never hear from them again. And really I think a lot of weight issues are up here. I don't think it's about just training your body, I think it's about training your mind. And whereas I think that girl's done a fantastic job and she already looks amazing and she's going to feel amazing, the thing is now she's back home in England and she'll be back in the surroundings that she's used to of where she put the weight on or whatever.
Right.
And so it slightly worries me in that respect. But I would love to have someone at home, because I hate cooking. And I hate sorting out what I'm meant to be eating and what I'm not meant to be. I'd love, if I was rich enough, to have someone at home that just put it in front of me and I knew it was nice food and it was good for me and I didn't have to, because it's that whole, oh, what have I got to eat today? What have I got to think about today? And then you've got to go out and buy it, and it's so boring. And it's just easier to have a bar of chocolate.
But I think you're absolutely right. You know, I mean, when I was in the States, you know, it's a huge industry, the fitness nutrition industry, especially in Hollywood, as you can imagine, and you kind of do get sucked into it as much as you try not to. I spent a fortune on personal trainers, nutritionists, you know, herbalists. No! Especially not with my mentality, because if somebody says to me, right, which they did, for breakfast you can have 6 almonds and 3 grapes and half a strawberry, I just think, which is not very clever because I end up fat and poor because I'm paying them. But I think if I'd spent all the money I'd spent on them on a chef who taught me how to make meals that were delicious and I was happy with and I could sort of fend for myself and be healthy, that would have been the smart thing to do.
But being told, I mean, you know, people pay people to tell them not to eat things. You know, how about just not eating them? You know, that would be so much cheaper and so much easier to do, surely. Just like, there's the cake, don't eat it. You know, it's as simple as that. You're right, the whole food police business is so massive. You know, there's so much money in it. And I think if you pay someone, even if you pay someone, if you don't pay someone to tell you, someone tells you what to eat or tells you what to do, it instantly fuels resentment. You know, and in Fit Club it's different because, you know, the celebrities who go on there are actually getting paid to do it, so they go through the motions. But, you know, more often than not, a lot of them... Yeah, but most people, they do now, but a lot of people come out at the other end and, you know, you say you would have learned enough to sort of change the habits if you want to, and therein lies the problem, I think, of the whole food police thing. People know what to do. People know what the answer is. And it doesn't matter how many people tell them to do it, if you haven't got the capability in your mind to stop doing what you know is bad for you and that makes you feel rubbish, someone else isn't going to do it for you, because, as you say, you'll just go back to it.
But a nice piece of juicy fat cake with a cup of coffee does not make you feel terrible. It's absolutely fantastic.
But it does if you eat it every day and nothing else for 10 years, because you'll be like that and then you will feel terrible. You know, there's nothing wrong with a piece of cake, there's nothing wrong with chips, you know, as long as you just do it once in a while. All in moderation. It's so simple. And you've even got the government now telling... The government now send people into people's homes, you know, 5-a-day coordinators and all that, you know, and they're all telling people what to eat all the time, and people are just, for some reason, getting fatter and fatter. Right, eat your 5 a day, don't eat salt, stop eating sausages, drink responsibly, all this stuff, it's all telling you what to do, and it just makes me, even me, want to do the opposite. Yeah, I know what to do. Exactly.
How about you, Jane? Have you got any food police?
Well, I have a confession to make. I live with a feeder. I do. My mother's we've got 2 fridges now because we're having a new bit. We've got one in the garage which is still full. I've said to her, we are not in the war anymore. She goes out cooking. There's only 2 of everything because we've got a just in case fridge. I kid you not. Just in case somebody comes round, there's a whole pork pie, cream cakes, and if I know, you see, if I'm sat watching a bit of curry on a night, and I'm thinking, I'll just have a cup of tea, oh, but I know there's a nice big cake in that fridge.
Yeah.
And you can't get it out your head because you know it's in there.
You're drawn to it.
Absolutely.
Well, I live with Kira, who is my food police. She's only 8 years old. If I open the fridge and move the biscuits out the way, she goes, Dad, Dad, Mum's touched the biscuits.
Yeah.
Can't you
See,
bribe
she
her?
knows, good training.
God, it's unbelievable, the two of them. Anyway, she's up for adoption. I'd rather have the biscuits, actually, to be honest.
I tell you what, that I do feel sorry for people who have got sort of grown-up food police in their life. I've got a friend, and he's a big kind of rugby-playing chap, and his wife, quite rightly, is into cooking healthy meals for the kids and the whole family. But he's a big guy, and she just doesn't feed him enough. So he's always getting into trouble, because an hour after dinner, he's sitting eating 3 bags of crisps, because he's hungry.
Yeah.
But his wife says he's being greedy.
No, look, I get accused
I
of...
think you might be a bit like that with your mum.
No, I swear to God, I don't tell him what to eat. He likes to eat healthily. Yeah, he does eat what I eat most of the time, but he eats much, much more of it. The only time that I tell him off, if you like, naughty, is... No, the only time I tell him, yeah, is when we go on holiday. For some reason, he feels it necessary to go out in the middle of the night, and I'm talking the middle of the night, like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and come back with 5 burgers. And I'm not joking. He's like a cat that's just caught a bird that's like trying to please its owner. He comes back and he puts them on the bed, like, going, look what I've got, some burgers. And I'm like, get them off! I don't even like burgers.
He's on his holidays.
He is on his holidays,
And with
he
you, he
likes
lives on
it,
rice and beans.
Not exactly, no. He had a whole half a chicken last night.
with a whole half a chicken.
With rice and with vegetables.
Oh, he is a big boy.
And then he got up, he said, I'm going to make a sandwich. I said, go on, then make a sandwich. And he sat back there and said, I can't be bothered. I said, you want me to make it? And he went, no, I don't want you to make it. I went, I'll make it for you. I don't want it. We have an argument about it.